Most men are told attraction is about being kind, attentive, and emotionally available. And that advice quietly destroys them. Because attraction is not built on comfort. It is built on tension, perception, and psychological positioning. Women do not respond to what you say you are. They respond to what you signal without speaking. Today, you will understand the 7 dynamics that silently decide who gets desired and who gets dismissed. These are not dating tips. These are power principles. Once you see them clearly, you will never approach attraction the same way again. Why being nice quietly kills attraction. Being nice feels safe. It feels moral. It feels like the right strategy. And that is exactly why it quietly destroys attraction. From a young age, most men are conditioned into a single behavioral formula. Be agreeable, be accommodating, be emotionally available at all times. Never create tension, never challenge, never risk disapproval. The assumption is simple. If you make a woman feel comfortable enough, she will naturally feel attracted to you. But comfort and attraction are not the same psychological category. Comfort reduces uncertainty. Attraction feeds on it. When you are excessively nice, you remove friction from the interaction. You eliminate emotional unpredictability. You smooth every edge of your personality until nothing remains that can create polarity. And without polarity, desire has no reason to activate. Here is the deeper mechanism. Human attraction is partly driven by perceived value and perceived challenge. When you constantly validate, constantly agree, constantly make yourself available, you unconsciously communicate that you are seeking approval. Approval seeking lowers perceived status. And status perception directly influences attraction. This is not about morality. It is about psychology. The nice man avoids disagreement because he fears losing connection. He hides controversial opinions. He laughs when he does not find something funny. He suppresses boundaries to maintain harmony. On the surface, this looks considerate. Beneath the surface, it signals emotional dependency. And dependency is the opposite of intrigue. Attraction requires emotional contrast. A man who can be warm but firm, playful but grounded, approachable yet selective. When you remove firmness and selectiveness, you become predictable. Predictability kills anticipation. Anticipation is the spark that keeps emotional engagement alive. Machiavellian strategy teaches something uncomfortable. Scarcity increases value. When your time, attention, and validation are freely distributed, they lose weight. When they are measured and intentional, they gain power. Women do not consciously think, "He is too nice." What they feel is lack of tension, lack of depth, lack of edge. They sense that nothing is at risk in the interaction, and when nothing feels at risk, nothing feels exciting. Kindness is strength under control. Niceness, when driven by fear of rejection, is submission disguised as virtue. If being agreeable were enough, the most compliant man would always win. He rarely does. Attraction is not built on eliminating discomfort. It is built on managing it without losing control. Comfort maintains relationships later. Polarity creates them in the first place. And when you understand that difference, the entire dynamic changes. Emotional stimulation over logic. Most men try to win attraction with logic. They explain. They justify. They present facts. They assume that if they can prove their value clearly enough, attraction will follow. It does not. Attraction is not a courtroom. It is a nervous system response. When a woman feels emotionally stimulated, her brain releases dopamine and adrenaline. These chemicals amplify focus and memory. She remembers how she felt in your presence more than what you said. Logic speaks to the conscious mind. Emotion imprints on the subconscious. And subconscious imprinting is what drives desire. You can present perfect arguments about why you are reliable, stable, ambitious, and loyal. Those are logical traits. They matter long term. But in early attraction, logic rarely activates intensity. Emotional spikes do. Emotional stimulation comes from contrast, playful teasing, unexpected responses, confident pauses, shifting tone, controlled eye contact. These elements create micro-uncertainty. Micro-uncertainty activates attention. Attention fuels attraction. When you debate to prove you are right, you lower emotional energy. When you flirt with tension, you raise it. Here is the mistake most men make. They try to correct feelings with facts. If she misunderstands something, they over-explain. If she doubts them, they defend. If she tests them emotionally, they provide reassurance instead of grounded composure. In doing so, they shift the interaction into a rational frame. Rational frames calm the nervous system. A calm nervous system does not chase. This does not mean manipulation. It means understanding human wiring. People decide emotionally and justify logically afterward. Attraction works the same way. She will feel something first. Then her mind will create reasons to support that feeling. If the feeling is boredom, she will find logical excuses to disengage. If the feeling is excitement mixed with intrigue, she will find logical reasons to stay. Emotional stimulation does not mean chaos. It means controlled unpredictability. You do not react the way every other man reacts. You do not answer every question directly. You do not validate instantly. You create space. Space creates tension. Tension creates focus. Machiavellian attraction is not about deception. It is about strategic awareness. When you understand that feelings override facts in early dynamics, you stop trying to win arguments and start managing emotional energy. Logic builds trust later. Emotion builds desire first. And if you reverse that order, you lose before the game even begins. The scarcity principle: why attention given freely loses power. Attention is the most misused currency in modern attraction. Most men give it away immediately. Instant replies, constant compliments, endless availability. They believe generosity will increase value. It does the opposite. Human psychology assigns value through scarcity. What is limited feels important. What is constantly available feels ordinary. This principle governs markets, status, and relationships alike. When your attention is always accessible, it stops feeling like a privilege. It becomes background noise. Scarcity is not about ignoring someone for manipulation. It is about having a life that does not revolve around one person. When your time is structured around purpose, ambition, training, growth, and selective social investment, attention becomes naturally limited. And naturally limited attention feels powerful. Here is what most men misunderstand. If you respond instantly every time, she subconsciously registers that you are waiting. Waiting signals lower leverage. Lower leverage reduces perceived value. The dynamic shifts quietly in her favor. Scarcity reverses that dynamic. When responses are measured, when availability is balanced, when your focus is clearly divided among priorities, her mind fills the gaps. The human brain dislikes incomplete information. When she cannot fully predict your schedule or emotional access, curiosity increases. Curiosity sustains attraction longer than comfort ever will. Overexposure kills tension. If she knows exactly how you feel at every moment, if she knows you will always say yes, if she knows your attention is guaranteed, emotional stakes disappear. And when stakes disappear, so does intensity. Scarcity introduces emotional contrast, sometimes engaged, sometimes focused elsewhere, sometimes warm, sometimes reserved. This rhythm keeps perception dynamic. Machiavellian strategy is not cruelty. It is controlled investment. You reward genuine effort. You give presence when it is earned. But you do not flood someone with constant reassurance to secure their interest. Because interest secured through abundance is fragile. Interest sustained through selective access is stronger. The scarcity principle is simple. If your attention costs nothing, it is treated like nothing. If your attention feels earned, it is protected. You do not withdraw to punish. You allocate to preserve value. And when your presence becomes something that must be qualified for rather than assumed, attraction shifts from casual to intentional. Scarcity does not create distance. It creates gravity. If this section exposed something you've been doing wrong, comment scarcity below and subscribe now, because the men who master attention control are the ones who control the entire dynamic. How approval-seeking destroys desire. Attraction collapses the moment you start negotiating for approval. Most men do not notice when it happens. It begins subtly. A softened opinion, an unnecessary compliment, a quick shift in behavior to avoid disagreement. They believe harmony creates desire. It does not. Approval-seeking communicates one silent message: I need you to think well of me. Need shifts the power dynamic immediately. In every social interaction there is an invisible exchange happening. Validation is currency. The person who needs it more automatically holds less leverage. When you adjust your personality to secure positive reactions, you reveal dependence on external confirmation, and dependence reduces perceived value. This is the validation economy. When approval becomes your objective, attraction becomes collateral damage. Desire thrives on autonomy. A man who stands firmly in his beliefs, even when they are unpopular, radiates psychological stability. Stability feels strong. Strength feels attractive. But when you rush to agree just to avoid tension, tension does not disappear. It transforms into subtle loss of respect. Women are highly attuned to emotional positioning. If your mood rises and falls based on her praise or criticism, she registers volatility. If her withdrawal changes your confidence, she senses imbalance. And imbalance weakens attraction. Compliments offered too frequently lose weight. Reassurance delivered too quickly loses impact. When affirmation becomes constant, it no longer feels earned, it feels strategic. Desire cannot survive where performance replaces authenticity. Seeking approval also creates self-monitoring. You begin calculating every sentence. You hesitate before expressing disagreement. You overanalyze tone and timing. That tension is visible. Confident men do not perform for approval. They operate from internal validation. They appreciate positive feedback, but they are not powered by it. This difference is decisive. When you do not chase validation, your reactions become measured. Your responses become intentional. Your posture changes. Your voice steadies. Your energy stabilizes. She feels it immediately. The paradox is simple. The less you need her approval, the more your approval gains value. Scarcity applies to validation as much as attention. If you praise everything, nothing feels special. If you agree with everything, your standards disappear. Standards create attraction. Disagreement handled calmly creates tension without hostility. That tension fuels polarity. It is emotional sovereignty. You respect her. You appreciate her. But you do not adjust your identity to secure comfort. Because the moment your identity becomes flexible for approval, desire begins to erode. Approval seeking is not kindness. It is negotiation for worth. And attraction does not negotiate. It responds to strength. Control the validation economy, and you control the dynamic. Lose yourself trying to be liked, and desire quietly dies. Controlled unpredictability. Why mystery creates obsession. Predictability feels safe. Safety feels comfortable. Comfort rarely sustains desire. Most men become completely readable within weeks. Their timing is consistent. Their reactions are obvious. Their availability is constant. There is no variation in energy, no shift in rhythm, no element of surprise. And once a person is fully mapped, the brain stops investing effort. Attraction does not grow where nothing needs to be discovered. Controlled unpredictability is not chaos. It is calculated restraint. It is the discipline of not revealing every layer of yourself at once. It is the ability to vary pace without losing emotional stability. When she knows exactly how you will respond in every situation, curiosity declines. When curiosity declines, emotional intensity weakens. The mind attaches more deeply to what it cannot fully predict. This is neurological, not romantic. Uncertainty increases anticipation. Anticipation increases dopamine. Dopamine reinforces attention. Attention reinforces emotional investment. If you always text back instantly, there is no anticipation. If you always agree immediately, there is no tension. If you always explain your thoughts completely, there is no mystery. Mystery is not deception. It is pacing. You do not reveal every ambition on the first conversation. You do not confess every insecurity when it first appears. You do not make your schedule permanently open. Instead, you operate from priorities that exist beyond her validation. Sometimes you respond quickly. Sometimes you are focused elsewhere. Sometimes you lean in. Sometimes you lean back. Not randomly, intentionally. The key is emotional stability beneath variation. Unpredictability without grounding feels unstable, but controlled variation inside a calm frame feels powerful. She senses that your life is not orbiting her. She senses there are layers she has not yet accessed. She senses that your attention is selective. That perception creates pursuit. When the brain cannot fully map someone, imagination fills the gaps. And imagination amplifies attraction beyond facts. She thinks about you more because she cannot fully decode you. Obsession rarely forms around certainty. It forms around unanswered curiosity. But understand this clearly. Controlled unpredictability must never become manipulation. It must never create artificial insecurity. It must never be used to punish. It is about preserving depth. You remain consistent in values. You remain steady in tone. You remain clear in direction. But your access unfolds gradually. Give enough to connect. Hold enough to intrigue. Because when everything is exposed too quickly, attraction plateaus. When discovery takes time, desire expands. Status signals she reads instantly, even when she says she doesn't. Status is never announced. It is detected in seconds. Most men think status is about money, cars, or loud displays of success. That is surface level. Real status is behavioral. It is communicated through signals long before a rhythm is discussed. Attraction does not begin with logic. It begins with perception, and perception forms instantly. When a woman meets you, her brain scans for hierarchy cues without conscious effort. Not what you claim, not what you promise, but how you exist in the environment. Do you rush your words? Do you laugh too quickly at others? Do you adjust your tone depending on who is watching? These are rank indicators. High status is emotional stability under social pressure. The man who scans the room for approval lowers his position. The man who moves with relaxed certainty, who speaks at his own pace, who does not compete for attention, signals internal authority. Arrogance is noisy. Authority is quiet. She notices who gets interrupted and who does the interrupting. She notices who holds eye contact and who looks away first. She notices who reacts and who remains composed. Interruptions signal hierarchy. Eye contact signals dominance. Silence signals control. Fast speech often reveals nervousness. Slow, deliberate speech communicates command. Even micro-movements matter. Fidgeting lowers perceived value. Over-explaining signals doubt. Now understand this clearly. Women are neurologically tuned to detect social positioning. Even if she says status does not matter, her subconscious still evaluates it. Not because she is superficial, because status predicts stability, influence, and leadership capacity. Leadership is not aggression, it is direction. A man who knows what he wants, who sets boundaries without apology, who does not chase reassurance, appears grounded. Grounded energy creates psychological safety, and safety amplifies attraction. Social proof intensifies this effect. How do others respond to you? Do people listen when you speak? Do they seek your opinion? Humans borrow validation from group behavior. If others treat you as valuable, she processes that information immediately. But forced status is transparent. Real status feels effortless because it is built on competence and self-control. It is the absence of desperation, the absence of emotional volatility, the absence of validation hunger. When she senses that your life is already full, that you are not dependent on her reaction, your perceived value rises. Because dependency lowers rank, self-sufficiency elevates it. She may never explain this, but she feels it. And in attraction, feeling decides everything. Why the man who needs nothing wins everything. Detachment is often confused with emotional coldness. It is not. Coldness pushes people away. Detachment makes you stable, and stability is rare. The problem most men face in attraction is not lack of effort. It is excess emotional dependence. They want the outcome too badly. They want the reply too quickly. They want reassurance too consistently. That wanting leaks. Even when words sound confident, behavior exposes urgency. Urgency lowers power. When your mood shifts based on how fast she responds. When your confidence drops because she seems distant. When you overthink small changes in tone. You are no longer leading the dynamic. You are reacting to it. Detachment reverses this. The detached man does not withdraw affection. He withdraws dependency. He enjoys connection without tying his identity to it. If she is warm, he appreciates it. If she pulls back, he remains composed. No panic, no emotional bargaining, no subtle chasing. This composure creates psychological safety. And paradoxically, safety combined with strength increases attraction. Why? Because emotional volatility signals instability. Instability feels risky. A man who collapses emotionally under uncertainty feels fragile. A man who remains steady feels grounded. Grounded energy creates polarity. Detachment also communicates abundance, not necessarily abundance of women, abundance of options in life. Purpose, direction, self-trust. When she senses that your happiness is not dependent on her presence, she relaxes. There is no invisible pressure to perform, no expectation to constantly validate you. Pressure suffocates desire. Freedom fuels it. The detached man chooses. He does not cling. If disrespect appears, he addresses it calmly or removes himself. If standards are not met, he walks without drama. That willingness to leave is the ultimate leverage. Not threats, not manipulation. Calm, exit capability. Humans value what can leave. When she feels that you are emotionally self-contained, that you could lose the connection and still move forward unchanged, her investment increases. Because now, she must choose too. Detachment is not about pretending you do not care. It is about caring without surrendering control of your emotional state. You can desire deeply and still remain centered. You can enjoy intimacy and still protect your independence. And the man who needs nothing emotionally from the outcome becomes unpredictable in the most attractive way. He is steady under pressure, unmoved by tests, unshaken by delay. That steadiness is rare, and rarity always wins. Attraction is never random. It follows patterns, psychological patterns, behavioral signals, power dynamics most men never study. You have just seen what changes the game. The moment you understand that attraction responds to psychology, not intention, you stop chasing outcomes and start controlling dynamics. You move differently. You speak differently. You react differently. And people feel it. If this shifted your perspective even slightly, drop one word in the comments. Frame. That tells me you understood the core principle behind everything discussed. Hit the like button and subscribe if you are serious about mastering power, psychology, and self-control instead of relying on hope. We do not teach fantasies here. We study human nature. And the man who understands human nature never moves blindly again. I will see you in the next one.